Thank you, every performance, every to organize this, but I did you to come and to our Inma. I'm really pleased and honored tonight. And yeah, the performance you see in the last performance of Ngindaka. Ngindaka is the Indian travel from south to west. And maybe you've seen the one boy with the tail. That's where the grinding stone is hiding, really at the back of the tail. And seeing the people for acting and performing about the touching, where's the grinding stone gone? But he stole it right at the end of the tail and they're touching his body. But he said, I got nothing, it's on me. But he stole it. So they couldn't find it until west. And yeah, the end of the performance is really, really old songs and really important and valuable song. Is from 60s, 100 years ago. The end we didn't make it tomorrow. The end we is passed on from generation to generation until today. And it's still alive, and we are continuing having our culture and knowledge are strong, and we're really being part of the Anangu and other Indigenous Australia, working together in harmony and keeping our culture strong, and telling who we are, where we come from. Palya, thank you.
Thank you, Tapaya and the Iwari dancers. And now I'd like to introduce Lilla Berry to the stage, a Yankunytjatjara woman, dancer, filmmaker, producer, and manager, arts program at Carclew, to say a few words about Tjitjiku Inma project.
Thanks everyone, and thank you again to Asham for the welcome to country, beautiful welcome to country, and Irawi, absolutely amazing performance. As a Yankunytjatjara woman, it makes me feel so happy to see that. And Irawi is doing amazing things, being a hub here in Adelaide for Anangu who are living down here for a number of reasons to connect and learn knowledge, culture, art and community. So thank you for being with us. It is my pleasure to be here tonight to not only celebrate the Tutu Karralikanungku exhibition opening, but also, as we've heard, the Tjitjiku Tjukurpa Seven Sisters project and the launch of the Tjitjiku project website. So how did we get to this point? It starts with an unfortunate statistic. Of the 145 Indigenous languages still spoken in Australia, 110 are critically endangered. In 2011, by the request of community members, Carclew undertook a 3-year project with communities across the Anangu, Pitjantjatjara, Yankunytjatjara and Maralinga Djaritja lands. Tjitjiku Tjukurpa Inmaku Pakanjaka, or Tjitjiku Inma, for all the kids to dance ceremony, was a language project developed by Pitjantjatjara and Yankunytjatjara elders who were concerned that their traditional stories were in jeopardy. Faced with modern cultural pressures and the passing of cultural knowledge holders, fewer Pitjantjatjara and Yankunytjatjara children were learning language, culture and Inma. Tjitjiku Inma contributed to the federal government's initiative to record endangered Australian Indigenous languages. The project documented oral and visual material, including Inma, song and dance, and Walka, the body paint. 11 communities and 500 Indigenous school students were involved, with a further 30 students participating in the recording and reporting of the project and acting as on-site translators. The project resulted in a trilingual educational resource featuring a book, CD and DVD with the performances by the community and school children. You will find some of these work from this project in the ballroom and in the foyer tonight. Tjitjiku Tjukurpa, the children's dreaming, was the next stage of this history, working with the APY lands, and was a partnership between Carclew, Leanne Buckskin and Associates, the schools, Ku Arts and cultural custodians. The project focused on a single songline, the APY versions of the Seven Sisters, where students could have a deep engagement with the songline Tjukurpa and Inma. The project kicked off in 2019 with 34 young Anangu from Mimili, Pukaja and Amara Anangu schools participating in a road trip where they followed the Seven Sisters songline from Iron Knob to Cave Hill, just outside of Amara. The group stopped at significant sites along the way, learning the story and performing the site-specific Inma for this Tjukurpa. Following the journey, each school then participated in a residency to explore Tjukurpa further. Pukaja School worked with claymation artist Jonathan Dorr to create an animation of the Seven Sisters story. Amara School worked with Tapaya Edwards and Rodaja Day to learn Inma dance. And Mimley School worked with Electric Fields to create a contemporary recording of Inma Maku. This is the Tjukurpa that is significant to Mimley community, and we actually heard it a little bit earlier tonight. So we'd like to now take the opportunity to share with you a short video about the project.
Nyanganganana mokoringola ano aplikan nyakujita nindiringo chikita Tjukurpa kungarang karpa owan karatarila
Project nyanga Tjitjiku ngaranya ara wedo Yerloburka. Ninderengo jago banyak kompin jago dawara. Kalau ninder ni project nyangango Anangu judangu ngana na chungu ngola chungu wakara Tjukurpa ngana ba malang ngana ba ara mandinda
ngana na anu ngora panyai na prangoro ngora wali nyanda kodo ara nyakujita kala alkola nyango ngura echangu ngana nanya Tjukurpa ara nindin jago nyanga aina palola Tjukurpa enma panya Kurun pa poe ni. Kala Tjukurpa koleno ara panya pandu jara. Waringu munu minmangu wankandanga. Kala Tjukurpa koleno ara kojara. Pimpaku munu kanku. Kala enma nendiringu panya nachiku. Pimpala. Koleno la enma panya koliyadonya. Ngora nyangaku. Kala werka wali nyanda nyangangka Tjukurpa panya wiyarengo nganampa Tjukurpa janam banta manganyi monula ngora mankor bangka Tjukurpa mimilila panya electric field Inma Maku palanu kala ngora Tjukurpa amadala Inma ku pakaning ka ares panyangu Jonathan Dorr panya claymation panya palano kungaranga ba arajara kala perta boleh monu wiru yakola nendering ara nyangan papu wiru melapa palau.
That's it? Great, beautiful. So that was some beautiful footage from the first iteration of the project. And as you've heard, we had an incredible time in 2019 taking this young group of Anangu on this journey. And the really exciting news is that you are all able to engage in this project and hear the stories and see the Inma from wherever you are. Captured by the amazing Lara Damiani and Think Films, the journey has been documented and turned into an interactive website which Anangu can use to embed culture in schools, but also that the wider community can use to learn about Anangu culture. We invite you all to visit the website, which you can access via the link or QR code on the Tjitjiku Tjukurpa postcard. There might have been a few at the gate, but also around, and you'll also be able to find that via the Carclew website. Like Carclew's previous work with Anangu, this project would not have been possible without the hard work of cultural knowledge holders in the community who seek to share this knowledge with younger generations so it's never lost. Next, we're going to hear from Leanne Junupa-Buckskin. Leanne has been an integral part of Carclew's history, working with First Nations communities. Myself, like many other First Nations trainees and emerging cultural leaders, have had the privilege of working alongside and learning from Leanne. Her amazing work ethic and knowledge has seen her in many incredible roles, including First Nations Screen Strategy Executive at South Australian Film Corporation, Deputy Chair at the Australia Council for the Arts, and now is the lead of the soon-to-be-open Takari Centre for First Nations Culture. I invite you up, Leanne.
Are these my speech notes, Lilla? No. Hi, I'm Leanne Juniper Buckskin, and it's a great privilege to be here tonight. Carclew is very much embedded in my heart. When I was doing the festival scene, and I finished after a long time in festivals here in South Australia, I wondered what I was going to do with my career next. And one of the things that I said to myself was, how do I pass on the skills that I've learnt and mentor the next generation of young Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people? So I'm an Narungga Kaurna Wirrungga Wodjabalik woman, and when I got the job here at Carclew, I was doing Stephen Page's festival. He asked me to coordinate all of his Indigenous content on his festival. I think it was 2004. And I got a call from Carclew to say, we would like you to come and apply for the position here at Carclew to lead and actually embed First Nations arts and culture within the children and youth arts sector in this country. How could I pass that up? And so here I am now today. I spent many years working here with Carclew with the most extraordinary people. And I feel very, very privileged. I'm going to put my eyes on. I feel very, very privileged to manage the Indigenous Arts and Culture program here at Carclew. But I do that not on my own. I follow a wide and long, long pathway of footsteps that have led to here. You saw children up here, and this was the heart and soul of what we wanted to embed into Carclew. What we saw here tonight was the teaching. We don't say 65,000 years of culture. We say it's forever. It's immemorial. We are here since time began. And if you talk to senior cultural bosses, they will say that to you. And so when our elders teach culture, it's in the presence of all of you. In a Western system, we want to be perfect. We have to be perfect at everything that we do in front of an audience. But that's not how our culture works. Children will aspire to that over a lifetime. And what we had the privilege tonight of, and what the Indigenous Arts and Culture program we did over many years here at Carclew, was to embed the way in which cultural knowledge is taught and exchanged. And I'm really proud of all the kids that got up here tonight, because if any of us have stood on a stage where we felt that we didn't quite know, we did not quite know those words, we didn't quite know those dance steps, we feel very embarrassed by that. But our culture isn't about that. It's about taking the hand of a young child and giving them the knowledge and the tools and standing right beside them, as we saw Derek, we saw Tapaya, we saw the commentary of our elders guiding them through that process. And that's what's important. In Western systems of learning and teaching, we want people to be perfect. Perfection's not like that. It's a lifetime of learning it. And that's what our culture is about. The premise of me coming to Carclew was to stop, listen, and to learn from the most extraordinary senior cultural people on this planet, the continuous oldest living culture on this planet. And I'm so proud that it's not just me. There are a number and so many people who see that vision, and that we have been able to bring this to Carclew. We've done a number of projects at Carclew over the years, all from what we've produced, 4 Black Nights. Junkai Ken sitting over there, she was one of the 4 founders. Rebecca, her sister, Rebecca Ken, I acknowledge you too. Diat Alfrank, and so many other people who had a vision to say, you know what, our Aboriginal youth need to feel that they have a place and a sense of belonging in this country. And what you guys did was incredible back in 1992, 93, 94, whatever it was. It was incredible. What we did through your platform and your foundation that you set up was to say, here, we want to grow up these kids in culturally strong. Yes, they can have their rap and they can have all of that sort of stuff, but the foundation is culture. That was one of the best youth arts festivals this country has ever produced. And I put a nod to you. Thank you. We continued to build the capacity of young people. One of the things that we spoke about as Aboriginal people, and particularly talking to young Aboriginal people, was what do you need? What do you want? What are your dreams? How do you dream in a country that doesn't allow you to see yourself here, economically, physically here, that you can be a participant of this society in such a significant way? You already had it, but we needed to tell people that that's what you could do. And then we started some really great programs programs that enabled young people to go, I want to be a pilot, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a nurse. But how do you do this? Through the platform of being in the arts. Because the arts is a platform where you, who are disadvantaged, can have a voice and can show yourself. Not only show yourself to you, but your family and to the broader society. And so I really saw the opportunity for our young people to see a place for them, not only here in Carclew, but as the broader part of South Australia community. And I will go further than that. Our programs went national and international. And our programs here through DVFM, which was, dance, movement, visual arts, photography, music. I mean, I'm not an expert in any of it, believe me. But I tell you what, I had the best people who worked on this project with me. And the best people who I worked with over these projects guided me and mentored me in a way that led me to be able to say to people or to young people, let's keep moving forward. Over the time of being here at Carclew, I mean, I had probably one moment where I said, how much money have we brought through this organisation? Money's always a good indication because money actually pays for people, doesn't it? It pays for our senior cultural bosses who have got the most highest knowledge to be able to teach our younger people. And I think we've, you know, over the time that I was here, it was probably over $2 million worth of funding. And I feel really, really proud about that. It's not about money, it's about going, okay, the government, the federal government, the South Australian government, and all governments across this country were ready to invest into our culture and the teaching of our culture. So we see projects like Tjitjiku Tjukurpa, we see projects like DVFM, we see projects like Black Knight, all hugely successful, but at the heart of it is about intergenerational exchange. How do we keep the truth and the heritage of our Australia? And how do we share that, not only with amongst ourselves, which is number one important. Number one important is our elders teaching our younger people to carry on those stories from time immemorial. And that's what motivated me. But how do we share that with all of us? How do we make and bring our heritage and culture to all of us? Whether we come here as a new migrant or if we've been here for tens of thousands of generations. We want to share our culture with you. We don't want you to own it, but understand it and understand a place of belonging on this manta, this country. So intergenerational projects are really, really important to me. Over the years, there's been lots of, discussions around, even this week is an interesting political week. As Aboriginal people, we're facing so many challenges on a daily basis. A lot of it's not visibly seen by the majority of our communities. However, over the time that we've done this project in Carclew, that I've managed and led and mentored many people. Derek Lynch, give you a nod. Derek came here as an 18-year-old, he couldn't look me in the face. In that boardroom, Derek, remember, you would not lift your eyes up and you wanted traineeship at Carclew. And now look, he's got a world premiere of a film coming out in the Adelaide Festival. Tapaya Edwards. Tapaya Edwards, I saw him at 14 years old, met him at 14 years old. And I knew this kid was going to be somebody really, really special. How old are you now? In your 30s now, I forget. But anyway, that's how old I am. But, we work together and we still mentor. We still are family and we mentor each other. I don't mentor. You mentor me too. And always remember that. But there are so many people that have come through the Carclew program, Aboriginal Arts program, that have now no longer here. We've lost many senior cultural bosses along the way, but we've missed and left so many young people. And I don't know whether I should say their names, but we know in our community who those young people are. And it's devastating because they should be here. And so if I could say that there are those people who we miss, who we love so much and should be here with us. And they died way too young. And I know that they are here in spirit. I won't offer a minute's silence as planes, because we're on the flight path. I know that too well, working in Carclew. But I would want you all, if I can ask you this, for those people who teach and teach without any remuneration whatsoever, who give and give on a daily basis to make this a better country, please light a candle this weekend. I ask you, every single one of you, please do that. There are so many people, wonderful people, who give their time, their energy, and who absolutely believe in Aboriginal culture, Aboriginal heritage. And there are so many people, and I'm just going to, and I can't name everybody, and please, please forgive me, because apparently we're on air. But, Nushin, Bethany Ashley, Lara, Finton, there are so many people who worked continually with us, and they gave up a lot of time and family and worked remotely with us. And so, Sandra Ken, I'd like to thank you, because Sandra has been an extraordinary woman who gave us so much guidance, so much direction from an educational perspective. I remember even, I'm going to digress here, and I know this person sitting in the audience, Colin Kosh, thank you. I never forget the time that we worked out on APY lands and we had to cook stews. And that was the most interesting experience, but your leadership and your guidance all through those years for me to come into that space. Thank you. Thank you. Trisha, Jess, Machen, all of the managers here, thank you so much for the time that we've had to celebrate this amazing First Nations program. I would hope that Carclew lives on for many, many decades to come. Many decades to come. And that we see, and what we are experiencing now in history, and as you heard, Deputy Chair of Australia Council for the Arts, is that we're never going to be on the margins anymore. We can't, because each one of us culturally is on the margins. Let's not live like that anymore. Look how much we can value and celebrate a sense of belonging in this country together in a respectful way. And I really do hope that, you know, as we move forward together, that this embeddedness will continue. It has to. And we are going to be so much better for it. Thank you.
Thank you again, Leanne, for all that you've done within Carclew. We were going to invite Tapaya up to speak, but you've probably said enough, eh? Well, in that case, I'd just like to acknowledge Tapaya. So Tapaya has been, as we've heard, one of the cultural knowledge holders for this Seven Sisters project, as well as being a key member of Tjitjiku Inma and Carclew's work with Anangu. An incredible young leader amongst Anangu. We are very lucky to have him here with us today and to have been working on all these projects. Tapaya, we'd like to just invite you up. We've got a little gift of appreciation. Do you want to say anything? So we're also here today for the opening of the Tutu Karralikanungku exhibition. Tutu Karralikanungku is the title of the exhibition, but also the Kaurna name that has been given to us for this place, meaning looking out from above. The exhibition features works from Carclew's work over the years in schools and communities, such as Aboriginal Artists in Schools, the Emerging Curators Program with the City of Adelaide, with the Art Pod installation, Nurundri Mural, currently behind the reception desk, the Gathered Tides fishing net from Grounded at the 2018 Adelaide Fringe, the series of Inma Boys photographs on top of the first floor, projections of Black Night photos, videos, animations and claymations from Tjitjiku Inma and Tjitjiku Tjukurpa, and even more which you will find in the ballroom and foyer. Lastly, we would like to extend our deepest appreciation to all of the elders, cultural authorities, community members, children and young people we've worked with over the past 29 years. I'd also like to acknowledge, pay respects and remember the many elders and community members we've sadly lost along the way. Thank you to Leanne, thank you to Tapaya, Lara and Think Films for helping us to capture and share the incredible Tjitjiku Tjukurpa project. Thank you to the Carclew team for their various roles in bringing the projects and the retrospective exhibition together. Beth, Terry, Bridget, Trisha, Aaron, Sammy and Christina all have worked so hard on bringing this together in such a beautiful and respectful way. And importantly, thank you to all of you for your support, your involvement and your contributions to this 29-year legacy of First Nations programs. We're excited for the next 29 and even longer years and what new or extended projects we'll work on in the future. We invite you now to have a look at the... Oh, no, scratch that. Thank you all so much for coming. We're going to watch a video. On our Facebook and socials and website and YouTube, etc. So now we would like to invite you all to have a drink, have some food, explore the foyer and ballroom and see all the amazing work. And you can, as we said, find the Tjitjiku project online, and there'll also be a weaving workshop in the ballroom. Derek, would you like to say anything else? Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Lilla. I think you said most of the things that I was meant to say. But anyway, enjoy. Also, there's a DJ out there, Mel and her daughter Angel. And what else? There's a fire pit. Also, go and sit and get warm. There's a yarning and weaving workshop with the Ngaringiri and Naranga award-winning artist Cedric Barco and the incredible Bowendick family of weavers, Sarah, Susie and Sonia Smith. And yeah, what else? Enjoy. Enjoy.